learning more about people with disabilities. I think one of the things that is very important, and I've learned personally, is many times we don't have a full and proper view of a person who may not share the same religion, who may not eat the same food, because we don't have contact with them every day. So what we're learning, or what we may know about them, may be through the media, and may be based on stereotypes. And so in terms of the media can play a very, very positive role. And I think choosing the medium of video and showing these videos to the public is a very, very powerful tool so they can see, because many people may not have seen or encountered a person with a disability. But to see a person with a disability making a movie, I couldn't make a movie, and I don't have a physical disability, but I think it's very empowering to see people who are doing so many creative things and sharing their experiences with us. I think there's so many beautiful colors, and I think colors are like people. In and of themselves, they may be nice, but when you put different ones together, that's the real beauty. And for example, a yellow in and of itself, I don't think I'm overly fond of yellow. It's a nice color, but yellow becomes more beautiful to me when I see it like in a rainbow next to orange or green or black or what have you. But generally speaking, I like so many colors: red, green, black. I like those very much. I don't think it's a measure of what kind. I pretty much like all types of food. Here, let's talk about here in Pakistan, because you have such a rich cuisine, and I happen to be fortunate to live in the culinary, I think, capital of Pakistan. I like the biryani. I like kebab. I like rice chawal. I like the naans, the different types of breads, the mutton. Mangoes, definitely. Mangoes and curry. It's been really such a rich experience, because my parents are originally from the Caribbean, or you may call it West Indies. And I grew up as a child to go down there and spend time with relatives. And mangoes were always just a real treat. And I would always enjoy them in the summertime. So I've been waiting for the mango season here in Pakistan. I arrived in October, so I missed out. And you all have really some delectable mangoes I enjoy very much. And the other thing I grew up on was curry. So I think I'm one of the few Americans who doesn't complain about the spiciness of the food, because it's a second nature for me. And your desserts, the kheer, I really enjoy your desserts, gulab jamun and the like. They're very, very tasty. Weather, well, I have to say I'm from the Northeast, and specifically New York. We have 4 seasons, and I love seasons. I love the spring. Spring to me symbolizes renewal, because it follows winter, so the flowers come into bloom. Fall, the leaves change their color. It's called autumn. The leaves change their colors, and it's really, really beautiful. If you ever have a chance to visit parts of New England, New Jersey, New York, Virginia, the mountains are just absolutely beautiful to see when you see the trees. Winter is nice too. I like the snow when it first falls. Then it starts getting dirty because of all the cars and the traffic. But it's always lots of fun. The kids go out and they make what's called snow angels. They put their backs on the snow and start waving their arms, and then they get up and there's an angel imprint in the snow. Make snowmen, and you eat lots of hot food, warm food, because it's cold. So summer is okay, but I'm learning to deal with the heat here. I think, actually I started writing, I think reading more some like poetry of late. Um, Maya Angelou is a great poet. She actually read a poem during President Clinton's first inauguration. I like novels. I like any type of book that really makes the reader think, that has a lot of symbolism. One of my favorite books, it's an older book, it's called Native Son. And one of the characters actually is a young woman who is blind. But the theme that I found through the book is the issue of blindness that has nothing to do with whether one has sight or one is visually impaired. It's that we may be blind to people's faults. And the parents of the woman who was blind in that particular book, I believe they were blind to another character. They were so had a spirit of wanting to help this person so much that they were blind to his faults. But I tend to do also a lot of reading on international affairs and news type reading. Well, one thing I will say about Pakistan is it's full of surprises and wonder and wonderful things. Anything is anyone's guess. Really, you don't know what to expect. This is my 5th post where diplomatic post where I've lived and served overseas, and I say it's just so interesting because I think the people make it interesting. What a vibrant and hospitable, intelligent, hardworking, and creative people. But the future belongs in everyone's hands. The future belongs in the hands of 180 million people. And so it's up to those 180 million people to build their future and to build institutions. I think Milestone is a perfect example of an institution that is really doing wonderful work to educate people here in Pakistan about people with disabilities and to empower individuals with disabilities. And I see leadership here in this organization and goals and really wanting to reach out to more Pakistanis to share the news of the lives of people with disabilities and how society can move forward in integrating them more. But I think the future is very, very bright, but it's in our hands. If it's each of our hands to build it the way we want to see it. Well, I want to thank everyone here at Milestone for the invitation. You've been truly gracious. It has been an eye-opening experience to learn about what you're doing here in Pakistan. And I just want to, again, say to all of our viewers that people all over the world, we're individuals, and every person deserves the human dignity that our Creator has given to us. And we're different. Some of us are taller. Some of us, like me, are shorter. But let's learn from one another so that we can build the best society possible to be our best selves. And so, mutual respect is very, very important to us all, and specifically regarding people with disabilities. Talk to people. It's not something to be afraid of. It's not something. If you don't know, ask the individual how they'd like to be treated, or even if it's a person of a different race or a different religion. Asking in a way that's respectful, and asking in a way that will help you you to learn. We can't know about everything. Yes, before coming to Pakistan, I read some things, but books can't help with everything. So I ask my colleagues, I ask, and engaging in a conversation and listening and understanding is very, very important. Again, thank you for your gracious invitation and this wonderful educational experience. Khuda Hafiz. Thank you. Shukriya.